Hey everybody, Shane here, and we're back for another deep dive.
I'm Erica.
And this time we're going to be looking at Kecia from Kecia's tour life.
Yes, we are.
And, if you've been following along, we love Kecia's blog.
Absolutely.
She takes us on the road, with her music and travel experiences.
It's such a fun blog.
It really is. And this was kind of cool. Well, she got to see the Average White Band.
Oh, yeah.
Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, Average White Band, huge in the 70s. Pioneers of that funky soul sound. Still gets people moving today.
Still so good.
They were on their farewell tour called the Funk Finale Farewell Tour.
Very appropriate.
It is, and it wrapped up in December 2024.
Wow.
So we're really getting a glimpse into the end of a musical era here.
It's kind of bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
To think about the impact a band like that has had over, 5 decades.
Right.
Their music's been part of the soundtrack of so many people's lives. It must have been really powerful to be there at their final show, especially for people who've been fans since the beginning.
Yeah. Kecia went to the Detroit show
Yeah.
at the Music Hall Center for the Performing Arts.
Oh, wow.
It's a historical venue built in the 1920s.
I didn't know that.
She said that the acoustics are supposed to be incredible there.
Oh, I bet.
So you can imagine how amazing Average White Band's horn section must sounded.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
In that space.
Just adding that layer of history to the experience is just fascinating.
It's really cool.
It's not just about the music, but where you're hearing it.
Right.
A venue that's got its own musical legacy, that adds another dimension to the performance.
For sure. So Kecia mentioned only 2 of the original members were still with the band.
Okay.
But she raved about the energy of the current lineup.
Oh, good.
She said the chemistry between them was electric.
Nice.
Like they were feeding off the crowd's excitement.
That's great to hear. I mean, they could have easily just taken a more laid-back approach
right.
for a farewell tour, but they really seemed to have put their all into it.
Yeah.
And made sure that everybody left with a memory,
Yeah, and they played all the hits.
Oh, really?
Pick up the pieces, cut the cake, A Love of Your Own.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, talk about a set list designed to just take you back in time.
Wow.
Makes you think about how those songs, they were massive hits in the 70s. How they might resonate differently with audiences today.
Yeah, I mean, it really shows how great music just endures.
Yeah.
Certain songs just, go beyond generations.
Right.
And I think a lot of AWB's music falls into that category.
I agree.
You can hear their influence in so many artists that came after them.
You really can.
Mm-hmm.
Kecia particularly highlighted Cloudy.
Oh, nice.
She said the lead singer, Brent Carter, absolutely killed it.
Wow.
She said his performance was flawless, full of emotion.
It's great that that the band has evolved over time and incorporated new members, new influences, speaks to their ability to adapt and stay true to their sound.
For sure. Well, Brent Carter, he's been with AWB for over a decade.
Okay.
So he's definitely made his mark on their sound.
Yeah.
The fact that they played for almost 2 hours straight, no breaks.
Wow.
That really says something about their dedication
Yeah.
to the music and to the fans.
Mm-hmm.
They were determined to give everyone a proper send-off.
It's like they were saying, we're going out with a bang,
Right.
And we want you to come along for the ride.
It is. And speaking of connections, there's a really interesting twist to this story.
Oh, okay.
Involving Kecia and Brent Carter.
All right. Turns out Kecia wasn't just, a fan in the crowd that night.
Oh, really?
She was actually Brent Carter's special guest.
The lead singer of Average White Band invited Kecia personally.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen?
It's a total small world story.
Wow.
They have a mutual friend in the music industry who connected them.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Kecia knew that Brent was one of her YouTube subscribers, but Brent had no idea he was inviting the Kecia from Kecia's tour life to the show.
So Brent Carter, this legendary soul singer, has been following Kecia's blog.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You just never know who's out there connecting with your work, do you?
You really don't.
That's so cool.
And apparently Brent was more than just a casual reader.
Oh, yeah.
He was telling people how excited he was to finally meet the Kecia.
Wow.
Like, she was a celebrity.
I love that Kecia's like, celebrity Mina.
She's so humble.
But clearly, her passion for music and travel and the way she captures these experiences, it's resonating with people, even like Brent Carter.
It really speaks to just being authentic, doesn't it?
It really does.
Like, she's not trying to be anybody else but herself.
Yeah.
And that really comes through.
It does, and it's found an audience.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's kind of like those stories you hear about musicians discovering fan covers of their songs online
Mm-hmm.
and being blown away by them.
Right.
But in this case, it's a whole blog dedicated to the concert experience.
Yeah.
And the artist is the fan.
Totally flips the script.
It really does.
It highlights this idea that music just,
Yeah.
creates these unexpected connections.
It does.
Bridges that gap between the people who make it and the people who listen to it.
You know what I love most about this story?
Yeah.
Is the genuine surprise on both sides.
Yeah.
Kecia didn't expect to be recognized by Brent.
Right.
And Brent had no idea that he was inviting this huge fan of his to the show.
Yeah.
It's just this really cool collision of worlds.
It's a good reminder that sometimes the best experiences happen when we least expect them.
They really do.
And, it speaks to the power of shared passions.
It does.
Yeah.
A lot of people might assume that someone like Brent Carter wouldn't have time to read blogs or connect with fans online.
Right.
But this just proves that even successful musicians are looking for those genuine connections, those shared experiences that music brings.
Exactly. It humanizes the whole thing.
It does.
It reminds us that we're all just music lovers.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, no matter what our background is,
I love that. Yeah, it's a good reminder for all of us to just put our passions out there.
Yeah.
And share them with the world. You never know, who might be listening or reading or watching.
Exactly. And you never know what kind of doors it might open. I mean, imagine
Right.
getting to hang out with the lead singer of your favorite band because of something you created.
That's the dream, right?
It is.
But even if that doesn't happen, just the act of, experiencing live music, connecting with other fans, sharing those experiences,
Absolutely.
that's a reward in itself.
It really is. And that's what makes Kecia's blog so relatable and enjoyable to read, know?
It is.
It's not about exclusivity. It's about the love of music.
Right.
And the adventures that come with it.
Exactly.
Mm.
Kecia's tour life is all about taking us along on the journey with her. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out her blog and follow her adventures.
You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And of course, her blog is at keciastourlife.com.
It's just such a great example of how somebody's passion can turn into something that connects with people all over the world.
I love it. Well, this whole story has me thinking. Have you ever unexpectedly met someone you admired online in real life?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's amazing how those digital connections can suddenly become real experiences.
Yeah, it really is.
So let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us for another deep dive into Kecia's tour life.
Yes.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep sharing your passions.